In Blue Moon, on the evening of March 31st, 1943, legendary lyricist Lorenz Hart, played by Ethan Hawke, confronts his shattered self-confidence in Sardi's bar as his former collaborator Richard Rodgers, played by Andrew Scott, celebrates the opening of his groundbreaking hit musical Oklahoma! Blue Moon is directed by Richard Linklater, who has previously collaborated with Ethan Hawke on films such as Boyhood and the Before trilogy. Blue Moon debuted in competition at the Berlin Film Festival. Blue Moon, if Ethan Hawke talking in a flamboyant bisexual type of way for 1 hour and a half in a play-like film sounds appealing to you, then you're going to like this film. If that doesn't sound appealing to you, then I don't think this film is for you. But I really did enjoy this film. The dialogue and the script and Ethan Hawke's performance really grabs you by the horns and doesn't let go for the entirety of the film. Ethan Hawke is pretty much in every frame of this film. Most of the dialogue in this film is from him. And he plays a pretty complicated character. Lorenz Hart, in his point of his life, is just a few months before he passed away. He passed away from basically from alcoholism, because he was a very deep alcoholic in his his life. His career was pretty much down the tubes, even though pretty much everybody he's a legend and everybody respects him, but nobody wants to work with him because of his alcoholism and his substance abuse problems. So in this point in the film, he just a few months before he passed away, and he's in Sardi's bar waiting for his previous collaborator Richard Rodgers. The after party is in the bar, and he's just waiting, talking to anybody who will listen to the barman, played by Bobby Cannavale. And he has a young woman, a 20-year-old college graduate who he has a big crush on, played by Margaret Qualley, and she comes to the bar and they have a bit of a back and forth. He is really like infatuated by her, but she doesn't really see him that way. And about halfway through the film, once Andrew Scott's Richard Rodgers finally comes into the bar after the Oklahoma play has been wrapped. They have a bit of back and forth between Ethan Hawke and Andrew Scott. Andrew Scott's Richard Rodgers wants to collaborate with Ethan Hawke again because he still really respects him. Ethan Hawke's a little bit older than him, but he's a bit wary of his alcoholism and his substance abuse. He wants him to go back into rehab and see a doctor and see a psychiatrist. But Ethan Hawke, in this point of his life, he's just accepted who he is. The main reason to see this film is probably Ethan Hawke's performance. The dialogue he's given is just sublime, and his character is so layered. At this point in his life, he wants to create art that is edgy and makes people think. But you got to think, this is 1943. We're still at the end of the tail end of World War II, and people want to have an escape at the cinema or at the Broadway musical. They want something positive and uplifting and romantic. And Ethan Hawke's Lorenz Hart wants to create edgy and unsentimental material, and nobody seems to want that at that time. So, and Ethan Hawke's Lorenz Hart puts everybody down, and he thinks very highly of himself, but he's still very likable, mainly thanks to the dialogue and his performance and his sardonic wit. I give Blue Moon 4 stars out of 5. This is definitely one of Richard Linklater's best films for a while. The main reason to see this film is the fantastic dialogue and Ethan Hawke's towering performance. He's very flamboyant and talky and witty, and his character is very layered. And this is sort of like a chamber piece, a play sort of film, and some wonderful side characters and performances by Michael Qualley and Bobby Cannavale and Andrew Scott. So if this type of play chamber piece with some nice witty dialogue and Ethan Hawke chewing up the scenery, then I recommend checking out this film, Blue Moon. Thanks for watching. What did you think of Blue Moon? Please comment below what you thought of the film. See you next time. Bye.